1998 was a year that transformed my life. There was two key events that made up that transformation. The first one, and it was in Guatemala. I was down there with Wycliffe Bible translators, and I had been invited to attend the ceremony of the dedication of the Eastern Halkotek Bible. We had gotten involved by coming along and helping pay for the printing of the Bible. And so on the plane on the way down there, I was reading the paperwork and I realized this translation started in 1958. Waiting 40 years to get a Bible just seemed unfathomable. And when at the ceremony, Gaspar, who was an Eastern Halkotek, was one of those who received the Bible. When he went forward, he did something I'd never seen before. He openly wept as he got God's Word in his heart language for the first time. And I was stunned by that. Even that night, I couldn't sleep, and thinking about Gaspar and just that picture of him crying was in my mind. I wasn't even 40 years old, so I had never waited 40 years for anything in my life. That night I couldn't sleep, and so I made a vow to the Lord that I'd get up first thing and read God's Word for the rest of my life. And that really was a turning point for me. Then it was a few months later, I'm in Chicago with the North American Forum of Bible Agencies. For the first time I met this group. Having just experienced what I had in Guatemala, I was excited to meet all these Bible agencies and to hear them talk and working together. And as a donor, I was excited because I saw them helping each other out. How do we get translation done better? How do we do things cheaper? And how do we cooperate with each other? And so I really appreciated that as a donor. And I left there with this thought, wouldn't it be incredible someday that all these different ministries got together and worked together, but also that the donors would come together, come alongside each other and work together? And then what if you could find a project so big that both those groups came together? And so in my heart I said, someday that project will come along. And I waited 13 years, and I really just never sensed that that project came along until Every Tribe, Every Nation. And now I'm excited because I feel like there's something that's so big that no ministry can do it by themselves and no donor can do it by themselves. And that idea is, how do we take all these Bible translations and get them digitized and put them in a common format that's easy to share with people like the audio, the video, the print on demand, and the mobile. And that's what we're going to try to do. Not only that, but we got a lot of translations done. In semi-round numbers, we have about 2,000 translations done. There's another 2,000 being worked on, and there's 2,000 languages that nobody's even started translating. And that's just unconscionable in our day. Everybody should have God's Word in their heart language. One of the events that triggered Every Tribe, Every Nation was YouVersion. YouVersion was started right here in Oklahoma City, my hometown, and Bobby Grunwald was kind of the brainchild behind it, and he told me one day he was hoping to take the Bible and put it on the phone that was getting ready to come out, the iPhone, in 2007. And so I didn't understand much about it, never heard of an app, and didn't really appreciate what was happening, but he said, Mart, I hope to download 30,000 Bibles in the first 6 months. Now that got my attention. That's a lot of Bibles to download in 6 months. What was even more amazing is the iPhone came out, and about 4 days later, Bobby calls me and says, Mart, I've already downloaded 30,000 Bibles. So all of a sudden, I got excited to see all of this distribution taking place. But not only distribution, but Bobby was also able to tell me how many minutes people were using it, what verses they were bookmarking, what books of the Bible they were reading. And all of a sudden, I saw, wow, you have great data on the engagement, because it's not just Bible translation or distribution, but it is engagement that leads to transformation. And so I got excited about that, and all of a sudden I started thinking, wow, he's got this in English, but shouldn't people have it in all the other languages? And so I started thinking, what are the hurdles he's going to have to go over? Well, he's going to have to go get the rights from all these places. He's going to have to sign contracts. It's really going to be a laborious process to fly all around the world and get these rights. And yet, the Forum of Bible Agencies that I had seen coming together, working together, I thought this is the place to go. What if we can get the forum, the partners, to come together, get their texts, get them digitized, and make them easier for not only YouVersion, but other people. Print on demands right around the corner. That's going to be a great technology. Audio, Faith Comes by Hearing, needs these, as well as ministries that may only need one of the text. And so it's exciting to see that Every Tribe, Every Nation can centralize these, make it easy for people to find where the texts are at, and hopefully make it easy for them to get a library card, should they be worthy of that, so they can take these texts and get them out there, because we all have the same passion and goal. Not just to translate the Bible, not just distribution, but to see people engaged with God's Word. And the mission of Every Tribe, Every Nation is partnering to provide God's Word in everyone's heart language in a format they can engage with, so that their lives may be transformed.